Hey everyone, this is Anna from Dazzling Books. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be recommending to you books that you should absolutely read if you love the movie Nanti Kita Cerita Tentang Hari Ini. So this was a movie that I recently watched and truly enjoyed. This was not one of the movies that rely a lot on the actions and had a lot of things happening in it, but I really appreciate it. I think it was very human, it was very authentic, it was well acted and well made, and I liked the songs that they chose. What I like about this movie and why I feel like I'm so grateful that this movie exists and it's locally made and a lot of people have watched it. I feel like people feel a lot. That's a really weird sentence, but it's true. People feel a lot, and I feel like there are just these experiences and these feelings that felt very isolating, even though it's very universal. And I feel like people have been very lonely in feeling these things or struggling with these things, and I believe that this movie acknowledges those feelings. They came in for the story, but they come out gaining more than just enjoying, which I think is great. I think that a lot of people come in there and they become so emotional, which I've heard many people really were when they were watching this movie, because oh my god, they also felt that, or oh my god, I felt very seen or very acknowledged. And for that, I'm very thankful for the movie. Now, after I watched this movie, of course I was reminded of a lot of books that gave me the same feelings. So I have 3 categories of book recommendations, starting with the ones that I am recommending if you like, or if you realize that you're interested in stories that are about family secrets, or family in general and what family means, and watching a family that looks so perfect being not so perfect. And for that, the first one I'm gonna recommend is Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ang. I chose this book because the thing I talked about earlier about the movie making people feel like they're acknowledged, or these things that they feel and they experience are acknowledged in the movie, that kind of feeling I felt first when I was reading Everything I Never Told You. And the expectations, the way the parents treat the kids, what's in the movie reminded me so much of what's in the book. And I felt like the book had a really strong story and a really strong atmosphere, and so I would really recommend it if you like the movie, although it's not as heartfelt as the movie, but it's really good story. Maybe you will come out having different realizations, and I feel like that's a good thing. The second one in this category is more heartfelt, and it is Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. So this is a story about a kid who realizes that she is adopted, and so it explores what that means and what family means also. It's very heartwarming. Like I said, it makes me feel so grateful for having family. Really recommend that. Moving on to the next category, or the books that I want to recommend if you relate to the youngest child, Awan. First book that I'm gonna recommend that kind of have similar character and similar journey that the character is going through is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. So Sloane in this book, she's this shy kid who relies a lot on her best friend being the gregarious one, the one who pulls her into a lot of adventures and doing things and being with a lot of people. And so when in the summer the best friend went away without any notice and just left her with this list of things to do, she, liked it or not, had to survive on her own and try to do these things, and realizes that she could do more than what she thought she was comfortable with, and just having her own adventure without relying so much on this other person. And the other one that I'm gonna recommend is Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen. So Sarah Dessen is very popular, but I don't think that Saint Anything is the one that's been talked about so much. But I think people who relate to Awan in the movie would really relate to the character in Saint Anything, because it's described that in the book this younger sibling stays in the shadow of the older sibling. Like the older sibling get a lot of attention in the family, and so this is her story and her journey of overcoming the struggle of being the younger kid, and about self-discovery, and of course about family. And moving on to the next and final category, if in the movie you like the dynamics between siblings, where the characters have siblings and like they explore their relationship while having their own stories as well. First one I'm gonna recommend is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. Jandy Nelson's writing is so good, makes you feel just a lot of feelings: sad, good, longing, heartbreak, for the twins that are the main characters in the book. So this book is in dual perspective in two different timelines. One timeline where they were really close, and then the one timeline when they're not as close anymore, they have grown apart, and it's a story of what made them grow apart and also how they get back to each other. It's also the heartwarming one. If that's the kind of book that you want to go for, then please read this book. The next one is the very popular one. The sequel is gonna come to Netflix very soon in February, and it's To All the Boys I've Loved Before. It's a romance, it's really cute, but in the book the family aspect is quite strong, like her relationship with her dad and especially his sisters. I love every interactions with them. I love how Jenny Han describes their relationship. It's a heartwarming one again, and it's also the one's very easy to read, and it's very fast and very interesting, and also it's a romance, so fun. Read that if you haven't yet. This is final push for you to read To All the Boys I've Loved Before all the books are turned into Netflix. I mean, you can watch Netflix movies too, but like, read the books, they're really good. Final recommendation, I'm gonna not talk so much about it because I have a review on it, and I think I mentioned it in some other videos, but I'm gonna be recommending A List of Cages by Robin Rowe. This book don't have siblings in them, so the characters are not siblings, but I love how Robin captures this relationship that is deeper than friendship. It was very heartwarming, it was very also heartbreaking, and this one is easy to read as well. So if you don't usually really read so much, still go for these books, the ones especially in the last category, because they're like the popular and really easy ones to read. And then move on to like the first one in the category, especially Everything I Never Told You. If you want like a book that's kind of heavier, have darker tones to it, but also really good as well. So now we have 6 titles that you should definitely try. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you want to reach me, I can be reached on Instagram and also in the comments down below. I will see you in my next video. Bye.